Hey guys and girls, Anthony 4B4Diesel. Quick video, a little bit of information on these front lower control arms and if you need to replace these camber adjusting pins. Excuse me. So these are for the 120 Prado, LC120 Toyota Land Cruiser Prado or Land Cruiser LC120, depends what country you're in. These are the genuine for the 120 Prado, left and right, okay? So in case you want to know the part numbers, one's 48068 for the 120 Prados. The other side's 69 48069. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Most of the 150s are 60040, I think, just going from memory. I could be wrong, but the thing is, if you got KDS, it's different again. I'm pretty sure it's a 60051 and stuff like that. You get the drift, but there might be a few different numbers there, different again for the Hilux. What this one mainly needs to be about is these. So we've got these here in stock. There's two sets. Basically, all the bolts come out of the arms, okay, right? So all the bolts come out, no problem. But what can happen is these adjusting pins can get seized in here, right? You know, rusted, seized in there. It's very rare. We've had some bad ones where we just can't free them up and we've got to cut them out. Of course, that incurs extra charges, and of course, then you need to replace these. That's why we keep two sets for the 120, two sets for the 150. Now, I'm not trying to sell you arms or anything. I'm just letting you know it's mainly for the workshop or the VIPs or people that can come and pick them up because they're pretty heavy. So postage is a bit of a killer as well. But look, and to save you some money, I suppose. I mean, I've got other videos. You probably need to search our channel for Prado or whatever, front lower control arm, LCA. Search all those videos to get all the information you need, because I'm going to try and keep this one short. About when you need a replacement and why you should use genuine or why you shouldn't. There's other options. You can change the bushes, but why we don't change the bushes, how the arms can get bent and it causes other problems, and the only way to get a genuine ball joint is with the arm. Not that you need a ball joint, but at 300,000 Ks typically when you're changing these. That's why, you know, retail price, $1,280 or something, 1,230. So you're looking at $2.5 grand, over $2.5 grand just in those two arms. Very expensive. So we have them here for, it's a bit under $2 grand. Prices keep changing. Prices are going up. It's a bit under $2 grand if you pick them up. Postage, it depends where they're going to. West Coast is going to cost a bit more, but you know, East Coast might even be under $2 grand. But you know, things are going up. So at the time this video is made, things could change. Okay, what I really wanted to talk about is these pins, because some people are not sure if they need to replace them or not. Now, firstly, excuse me, we'll go through the part number again, right? I think it's the same part number. So you don't need to replace the bolts. It's just these camber adjusters, these pins, they go into that big hole. You get the drift and that can get seized in there. Now the bigger one, like the arm, you know how I said 60040, I believe the 150, I've even written it, there you go, it says 150 on there. 48049, 60040. So they're the bigger ones for the 150. The 120, I think it's a little bit smaller. It looks a bit small. I don't know if you can tell, but anyway, on one of them, again, I've written 120 down there. It's 48069, 60020. I could be wrong, but there, if you want to buy your own, it's up to you. But you don't normally need them. This is the whole point. And this is the point I wanted to make, right? So we've replaced a lot of these. Most of the time, we don't need those. We've sent a lot of these. Most of the time, nobody's ever contacted us back to need those. So let us know in the comments your vehicle, what year it is, how many Ks, what sort of use you've done, if it goes on the beach a lot, and if you couldn't get these out and you had to cut them, because we're just interested in general feedback. But look, we don't want to include them with these because it just adds to the cost. You don't normally need them, but we keep them in case, worst case scenario, oh, mine are stuck. So what I recommend you do is, the day before or whenever before you're going to take it, what you do is you mark where all these are at. It's all going to change anyway, but you mark where it's at on the vehicle, and you loosen them off, right? And make sure you turn the right bits. We've got videos on all this. This is why, guys, subscribe, turn the bell on, watch the videos, because then you'll know. You'll already be educated. You won't have to go, oh, but how do I do? Don't make the mistakes of trying to twist the wrong. Sometimes it's the nut you loosen. Sometimes it's the bolt you loosen. So the nut stays still and you loosen the bolt. Sometimes it's loosen the nut and the bolt stays still. Get it? So at one end, it's loosen the nut. At the other end, it's loosen the bolt. Don't try and, or you'll damage the vehicle if you try and turn the wrong thing. You can damage the vehicle, okay? So be aware of that. You can put some grease on these if you like, or you can not. You know, Toyota put them in dry. They do pretty well. I guess there must be a reason for that. It's annoying that they put the sticker there because that's right where it's going to go in there. You know what I mean? So, yep, clean it all off. But what I'm trying to say is you don't usually need them, but I've got people that are concerned. Oh, but so what you do, you loosen them off. And then once you've got them loose, you put your spanner on there and you twist that back and forward and make, well, what you got to do is you got to make sure that it's twisting in here. For example, that's the bolt, not this one, but make sure that's twisting and it's not seized in here and twisting that whole thing, twisting this rubber bush, because that's what damages them most of the time. So in your case, maybe that's why they're damaged, because they're seized, right? So you try and twist them, they'll probably crack loose and twist, no problem. Depends, again, how much off-road, how much you've cleaned the vehicle. If it doesn't, spray some CRC, spray some Inox, spray some whatever product you've got that is going to let it soak and free it up. Spray it from both sides, come back to it later, give it a twist. You know, you can do the hard work so that then when you take it to get the arms replaced or the wheel alignment, it's not that hard to change these arms. Basically, I mean, you know, it's the bottom shocker bolt. It's these two bolts at each end. They can get complicated, but if you've got a hoist and or whatever, you're like, you know, you two bottom bolts here, then you got to, you know, give that a smack with a hammer and that bottom piece falls off. Again, it's in the videos, guys. It's in the videos. But the point is, if you do it yourself, you can prepare for the complication. You're not going to do these. Worst case scenario, you do. I've got them here. I've never had to send any to anyone. But if you contact me and say, hey, Ant, I got the arms off you. Now, don't contact me if you didn't get the arms, because I'm busy and I haven't got time to send these little things, right? And I don't want to, it's another item that I don't want to just be buying and replacing, and I want those with mine. So I'm not sending them. If you want to get them, you can get them from the local dealer. I think they were about $30 each, something like that, right? It's been years since I've purchased. I haven't used them for years, right? They've probably gone up. They could be 50. Let me know in the comments how much they are now. There you go. Let me know the part number and what the price is currently. Anyway, you're not going to need them. Do you get what I'm saying, though? If I send, it's just something else I've got to source. I'm busy. I just haven't got time to do more, unfortunately. All right, so that's what I wanted to say. You don't really need them, but if you get the arms from me because you came and picked them up, you're local, you're in Victoria, they're heavy, cheap way to do it. You know, we don't have the EFT machine here, so bring cash, or it'll be that or a transfer, whatever the case may be, whatever you prefer. And, you know, you can get these, or if you're close by, you can even pay a deposit and take those and borrow them, but bring them back. I'm not sending them because, again, if I send them, then you got to send them back, and what I got to refund, it just creates more work. I can't do it, you know what I mean? So I can't do anything that creates more work. I just wanted to explain the situation for everybody watching the channel around the world. You don't need those, but there's the part numbers. If you want to get them to be prepared, you can get them, but you're not going to need them most of the time. You can just change them if you want. I suppose one way to look at it, you're spending this much money on these, you may as well just replace those. You need two, okay? It's only two, one for each arm. Where the bolt goes, the bolt's always fine. It's the one with a camber adjusting pin in here. So you could just order two of those if you had a 150. You could order two of those if you had a 120, and you've got them. And if you don't want them, you can just send them to me anyway. But I'm not going to pay for them because, mate, the time it's going to take me, the address, this and that. Always, always, always text me for the delivery address. It does change. A physical address you've been to or whatever. Google isn't right. There's lots of wrong addresses on the internet because these companies, they want to make assumptions to have listings. They are wrong, okay? Always text me for the delivery address. Bada bing, bada boom, that's it. I know it was longer, but I just keep talking, right? Let's just add a little bit more to it. So the reason we don't do bushes, the bushes are about, they're about $500 for those 4 bushes you're looking at. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the work to get them out, once they're old and rusty, they can get quite stuck, quite difficult to get it. You can get them out, but some can get really bad, just like some of those pins can get bad. And then you can bend the arms. Once the arms are bent, you can't really tell where they're at. You put the bushes in, and because they're new, they're not held in by much really. And then this is bolted to the vehicle, right? This part here, that's the bush, right? Not the arm. And the arm's bent, so then the pressure of the arm pushes this way, the bush slides out, and then the car's driving around. This has never happened for us, but I've heard of it happening, right? So basically that person, I said I was doing arms, I'm pretty sure those people, they're, oh, you know what, you know, they don't do, they just get the whole arm. And that's why probably a lot of these suppliers like to sell the whole arm, because people don't do as much bushes, they do the whole arm. So you can get your Super Pro, whatever, with some really hard poly bushes in there if you want, that most people say gives you a harder ride. Might last forever or not, I don't know. You can get other bushes, the poor man pays twice. A lot of people have got the cheaper option arms and bushes, you do them again in 40,000 Ks. These are the genuine Toyota option that you know you're going to get another 200,000 or 300,000 Ks, maybe more. That's what I use on my vehicle. I just think value for money. I know they're not cheap, but over that amount of kilometers, especially if you look after them, bada bing. All right, guys, that's definitely it. I've really maxed out the information. I hope you liked it. We also keep the rear upper trailing arm in stock as well for the 120s, right? In case you need that, they're about $240 each or something. We get them for about 190, 200, 180. I don't know. So if prices change, I shouldn't even say anything, right? So point is, whatever. This stuff, it's not I'm trying to sell you. It's just here in stock mainly for the workshop. Except for when we use them, we can't get stock. Things don't come fast enough like everything at the moment. That's why I'm saying I don't really want to, I'm not trying to sell them to you. But if you're one of the VIPs, you're one of the good guys, you're listening to the end, and you really want to set our arms somewhere in Australia, you can text me Monday. You know, contact days is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning. Monday preferred from 7:30 a.m. injector kits, even BFE kits on Mondays. You just need to wait and be patient. If we don't get it done Monday, we get it done Tuesday, we get it done Wednesday. If we had that week off, we're going to get it done the week after. So plan ahead. Don't expect me to be on standby like I normally am 99% of the time, to drop everything and just bang, take your order, do your kit, pack it and send it. You know that's what I do, but I can't always do that. So be prepared that that's not always going to happen because of parts availability. And guess what? Today's a nice sunny day. I might want to take the day off, you know, because I do too much work. Anyway, doesn't he just keep talking? Subscribe, turn the bell on because it's all important information. Catch you on the next one, guys. See ya.